does.
It's human.
Uh-huh.
Okay, may I have a motion to return to public session?
Motion.
And a second.
I heard a second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, we return to our agenda now. We have no unfinished business. Next is the approval of minutes for the special meeting minutes of May 30th, 2023. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes.
Second.
Any discussion, corrections, comments? Seeing none, may I have a roll call?
Mr. Dona,
Yes.
Mr. Comfort,
Yes.
Ms. Ireland,
Yes.
Ms. Pasek,
Yes.
Mr. Klein,
Abstain.
Ms. Schuman,
Abstain.
Ms. Orsi.
Abstain.
Motion carried.
Yes.
Oh, Mr. Dona, sorry.
Okay, first public comment section of the evening. I'm going to run through this real quick because it doesn't look like we have anybody here tonight. But in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, we'll open for public comments for agenda items only at this time. Each speaker should state his or her name and address. You'll have 3 minutes to address the board, which will be timed by myself. We'll limit this section no longer than 45 minutes. Please be respectful and mindful that your comments are being recorded. And unfortunately, the only way we have of making comments this evening is in person at the podium because this this meeting is being recorded and will be posted to our website at a later date. And I see no one in the audience, so I'll ask for a motion to close public comments.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Our presentations. I believe we have a combined presentation by Mr. James Campbell.
What an
He's going to try to get everything in before
Before we lose power.
Get a little nervous for large crowds. Good evening. I just wanted to quickly thank all of our students and our staff for a very successful end of the year. It sometimes feels as if more happens in the last 2 months than the rest of the school year combined. Every night there's something going on, and the students were so involved, our staff was so committed, so it was a tremendous end of the school year. And congrats to our graduates on behalf of the administration, and a special congratulations to Mr. Klein and Mr. Schuman for your achievement. Also, I want to point out that although school ended a week ago, we are up and active and busy. Our summer academy started last week. Our extended school year program starts next week. And as we stand here tonight during the rain, there's about 60 football players up there, about 25 basketball players down here, and we're 68 days away from opening. So we're quickly in what's actually a very busy time. After what was an incredibly busy end of the school year, we are ready to work, and we have a lot to do to prepare for September, so we're excited. That's it. It's a great end of the school year and a very busy summer of planning. And I also want to mention one other special event that happened in the final weeks. We had an open house in the board office because we are sending on our way our beloved co-worker, Mrs. Fran Wojciechowski. And we had this open house, we invited everyone on the staff, and just about every staff member was packed, kept coming over and coming over and coming over. People had things to do, places to go, and said, I just want to stop for a minute and give Fran a hug. So I know she'll be, she's not on the agenda tonight actually, so I just wanted to mention that on behalf of the entire school and the board, we're thrilled she's here tonight and we're a little nervous about what next week is. So, any questions on any school things? All right, good, thanks. Oh, I know.
Thank you, Mr. Campbell.
Wow, that's a record.
I'll tell you, it's dramatic with the thunder.
It'll never be broken.
It was very dramatic with the thunder and all the lightning and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's all of our presentations. There's no other business, so we're going to go right to action items. Curriculum instruction and technology.
So I just want to draw your attention to the faculty attendance rate for May, student attendance rate for May, suspension report for May, and that's it. So it's draw your attention to that it is attached. I'd like to move items 4 through 6 together. 4 is the harassment, intimidation, and bullying report for May 30th to June 27 as attached. Number 5 are the curricular field trips that we are approving as attached. And number 6 are the professional development activities as attached. So, making a motion, seeking a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Comforth?
Yes.
Ms. Ireland?
Yes.
Ms. Balasek?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Ms. Schuman?
Yes.
Ms. Orsi?
Yes.
Mr. Donor?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes. Okay, moving on to personnel. Mrs. Tindall.
Okay, I'm gonna move items 1 through 17. We have a lot of housekeeping things to take care of here. So, number 1 is recommendation to approve Dr. Denise Otet as the school doctor, effective as listed. Number 2 is to approve Mr. Ernest Turner as the treasurer of school monies, effective July 1st, 2023, June 30th, 2024, as listed. Number 3 is the recommendation to approve the appointment of James Nichols as school business administrator, board secretary, effective July 1st through June 30th, 2024. Number 4 is a recommendation to appoint James Rice as the attendance officer, HIP specialist, and school safety specialist for the 23-24 school year. Number 5 is the recommendation to appoint Cheyenne Charo as the liaison in accordance with the McKinney-Vento legislation for the 23-24 school year. Number 6 is recommendation to appoint the supervisor of buildings and grounds as the safety compliance officer, IPM coordinator, air quality designee, chemical hygiene officer, and right to know officer for the 23-24 school year. Who is that? Sorry.
Stephen McGrath, who's our head of the
Okay. I didn't see his name on there. Okay, never mind.
The title is.
Okay, I apologize.
Great. I was wondering the same
Okay.
thing.
Number 7 is the recommendation to approve the following tax shelter annuity companies for the 23-24 school year as listed. Number 8 is the recommendation to appoint Courtney Delaney as the 504 coordinator and issuing officer for working papers for the 23-24 school year. Number 9 is a recommendation to approve the appointment of James Campbell as the Title IX coordinator for the 23-24 school year. Number 10 is the recommendation to appoint Brian Emma as the HIP coordinator effective July 1st, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. Number 11 is a recommendation to approve the affirmative action team for the 23-24 school year as listed. Number 12 is the recommendation to approve to rescind the appointment of Christopher Nazer as the second shift custodian, which was originally approved at the May 30th, 2023 board meeting. Number 13 is a recommendation to approve Deborah Sweller as the substitute assistant transportation coordinator on an as-needed basis for the 23-24 school year as listed. Number 14 is a recommendation to accept the resignation of Michael Babbage as grounds custodian effective June 21st, 2023. Number 5 is a recommendation to approve Robert Alasson to work as one-on-one paraprofessional during the extended school year program beginning July 5th through August 3rd, 2023 as listed. Number 16 is a recommendation to approve following bus drivers for the 2023 extended school year program, summer academy, and summer athletic trips as needed at their regular hourly rate. Timesheets should be submitted for payment. We have the names listed. And number 17 is a recommendation to approve Deja Alu, apologies if I said it wrong, as the business education teacher for the 23-24 school year as listed. Making motion, seeking a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, then roll call, please.
Ms. Ireland,
Yes.
Ms. Palasek,
Yes.
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Ms. Schuman,
Yes.
Ms. Orsi,
Yes.
Ms. Tadona,
Yes.
Mr. Dunn,
Yes.
Mr. Comfort.
Yes.
Okay, then number 18 is being omitted, right? I believe it.
Yes, that gentleman, was offered, accepted, and backed out this morning.
And that's the same thing with number 20?
Yeah, 20 at least, backed out the day before.
Okay. All right, so that's unfortunate, but I'd like to make a motion for number 19 and 21. Can I do that?
Yes.
Okay. It's recommended that superintendent, that the board approves Robert Misiak as the school psychologist, leave of absence replacement effective September 1st, 2023 until on or about November 22nd, 2023, as listed. And number 21 is the recommendation to approve Lisa Turner as a part-time 3/5 English language arts teacher for the 23-24 school year, as listed. Making a motion, seeking a second.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Ms. Palasek,
Yes.
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Ms. Schuman,
Yes.
Ms. Orsi,
Yes.
Ms. Tadona,
Yes.
Mr. Comfort,
Yes.
Ms. Ireland,
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Tadona. I'll go ahead and move extracurricular items 1 through 5 together. Item 1 is a recommendation, but that the board approves Rivalry Sports Medicine of Highland Lakes as a provider of substitute athletic trainers for the 2023-2023 school year as listed. Item 2 is a recommendation to accept the resignation of Joy Carter as head girls lacrosse coach effective immediately. Item 3 is a recommendation that the board approves Corey Loyola and Nicholas DiCarlo as volunteer co-advisors of Rho Kappa National Social Studies Honor Society for the 2023-2024 school year. Item 4 is a recommendation to approve the varsity cheerleading team to attend the Shippensburg University cheerleading camp in Shippensburg, PA, July 23rd through the 26th, 2023, as listed. And item 5 is a recommendation to approve the extracurricular appointments for the 2023-2024 school year as listed below. I'll make that motion. May I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion on those items in extracurricular? Seeing none?
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Ms. Schuman,
Yes.
Ms. Orsi,
Yes.
Ms. Tadona,
Yes.
Mr. Comfort,
Yes.
Ms. Ireland,
Yes.
Ms. Palasek,
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes. We have no policy items, no negotiations items, nor any buildings and grounds items, so I get to proceed directly to finance. Let's see, there's a number here. I would like to move items 1 through, wow, 20 together.
Yeah, a lot
It's
of
aggressive, no. Item 1 is recommendation to accept the report of the board secretary, business administrator for the month of May 2023. Item 2 is a recommendation to accept the report of the treasurer for the month of May 2023. Item 3 is a recommendation to approve the report of transfers and minimum expense transfer report for the month of May 2023. Item 4 is a recommendation to approve for payment the attached schedule of audited bills dated June 27, 2023. Item 5 is a recommendation to accept the adult education agency account, athletic account, cafeteria account, principal's petty cash account, scholarship account, and student activities reconciliations for the month of May 2023. Item 6 is a recommendation to approve the schedule of tax payments for the 2023-2024 school year. Item 7 is a recommendation to approve mileage reimbursement for essential travel expenses associated with professional activities for 2023-2024 school year. Item 8 is a recommendation to approve an agreement between High Point Regional High School Board of Ed and JB Therapy LLC to provide occupational, physical, and/or speech therapy for 2023-2024 school year as listed. Item 9 is a recommendation to approve the following vendors for professional services for 2023-2024 school year. That includes our school attorney, school auditor, liability and casualty insurance, and our school architects. Item 10 is a recommendation that the board approves the following resolution for School Alliance Fund commissioner effective for the 2023-2024 school year. And I am not going to read that, very lengthy, well, that's not the lengthy one, but it is a resolution. So the resolution is as listed. Item 11 is a recommendation that the board approves the disposal, recycling of IT department items that are obsolete or in disrepair as listed in attachment G7. Item 12 is a recommendation that the board approves the following resolution. This resolution has the lessee of the Board of Education of High Point Regional High School District, and this relates, so the amount of the lease is $130,905.20. And this relates to our school bus, 54-passenger school bus, and that accounts for the next 2 pages worth that I'm not going to read. Item 13 is a recommendation that the board approves the following resolution. This is be it resolved that the board approves the following resolution for monies into capital reserve at the end of the 2022-2023 school year, and that is as listed, noting that the amount is not to exceed $600,000 is available for the purpose of such transfer. Item 4 is a recommendation that the board approves an agreement between the Sussex County Ed Services Commission and the High Point District Board of Education to provide ancillary education services for 2023-2024 school year. Item 15 is a recommendation to approve an authorized execution of agreement between the Ed Services Commission of Morris County and the High Point School District Board of Education to provide professional support, non-public services as needed during 2023-2024 school year. Item 16 is a recommendation to approve and authorize execution of a 2-year affiliation agreement between Kane University and High Point Board of Education to provide concurrent enrollment for Holocaust and genocide studies effective September 1st, 23 through June 30th, 2025. Item 7 is a recommendation that the board approves and authorizes execution of the following tuition contracts between High Point Regional High School Ascending and the following districts and related information as listed below in the table on the agenda. Item 18 is a recommendation that the board approves the STEM inventory reduction as outlined in attachment G8. Item 19 is a recommendation by the superintendent that the Board of Education approves a list of surplus property to be sold through GovDeals, and that is a resolution as listed, and it lists 3 items at the end in the table. And finally, item 20 is a recommendation to approve the following lunch prices for the 2023-2024 school year, and they are as listed. So I will make the motion for items 1 through 20. Can I have a second?
Second.
I have on page 14, number 9.
Page 14 or item 14?
Item 9.
Item 9? Yes.
Is there any way to move that to next month, since there was somewhat of a discussion?
Discussion on whether or not to proceed with. So any of these can technically be changed during the course of the school year.
Okay, so this isn't like a lock-in or anything?
I don't believe there's any guarantees for agreement.
It's number 9.
It's for the, is it a contract?
Yeah, they're just, there's a requirement just to name them, where none of them are effectively on retainer. So it's just a formality to name who will be in those positions. At any time, the board can seek to have an agreement with anyone else in any one of those positions in another
Okay, I
company.
just want to make sure it wasn't locked in.
No, there is no obligation whatsoever.
Okay.
You got some more comments? Mr. Clark?
Mr. Ripley, can you explain the bus purchase?
Yes, Mr. Nicholas, can you explain that?
Yes, June has a schedule of buses that age out over 10 years, and we just finished paying a lease purchase on a bus this past year. So we got a 5-year lease purchase for a new bus for her. I'm not sure when her next year she might be looking for another one, but she has a schedule. Our buses are pretty high mileage. She gets the most out of them. $130,000 is about the going price. She likes to have diesel because of the hills around here. So you pay a little more for diesel, but we've had good luck with them. She always buys the same brand, the International IC, so that she knows Kraft works on them. So we use Kraft to repair, and they do a good job with the ICs. We got a pretty good rate. We're members of Hunterdon County ESC, and they will do the bid process for you. So for $1,500, they went out to bid for us, and we got a pretty good rate. It was about 3.48% for a 5-year lease purchase.
And is it true we have a special fund set up for?
Yes. We pay for it out of the funds that, when we approve all the routes that June does for other schools like Vernon and Walkhill, and she charges 5%. When those funds build up, she'll buy bus out of those funds, so it doesn't come from
That
local
account has
taxpayer
a
money.
specific name as well, right?
Fund 50.
Fund 50,
It's a lot of money, so I want to make sure we talk about it in public.
Yeah, it's not public, it's not taxpayer monies, it's not part of the budget, it is a separate account based upon her expertise and her running all these extra routes for other districts. So it's a benefit.
Thank
And
you.
then just as a point also, it behooves us to have our own buses because that allows us to do things without having to go out for contract on every route. But then again, we also don't want to own 50 buses, right? Because that's a financial burden.
One of the things that we sometimes overlook or don't discuss enough in public or when we do the presentation of the budget is that being the largest sending district in the state, we put mileage on buses that other people cannot even imagine. And the cost, not only of fuel, but of maintenance and new buses and all of the costs that are, and labor that go along with those transportation requirements of being such a large district, really, people don't ever really consider it. And it is a significant amount, so just want to bring that up.
Thank you.
Any other comments on finance items? Yes?
Well, can you tell me what the static inventory reduction is?
That is that item is likely related to the 3 items that were going out, that were listed in a previous item. Hold on, I'll see if I can find that. Mr. Minkowitz may be able to confirm that. So there's item 18 is a recommendation that we approve the STEM inventory reduction. Is that related to the 3 items that are going, or no deals? No deal, is that not?
I don't think they're related.
Okay.
They're not, they're two separate things.
All right.
STEM inventory reduction to gov deals are things that are in operating condition so that they actually can be sold. The things that are in inventory reduction are really not functional any longer.
I'm looking at the inventory reduction list. It looks like textbooks, a lot of textbooks for 25, 35, 35, 20, 25. And they are science room, business room. So it's textbooks and tool cabinet, operable old cabinet, power tools, old printer, and an old black bookcase.
All right, thank you.
Outdated in disrepair.
If there's any value in any of those items, they typically go up for auction on GovDeals. But if they didn't believe that there was any value in those items. Any other questions or comments?
I had a comment. The lunch price is 25% increase. So we're still not the highest, not the lowest of surrounding high schools. We're kind of staying right in the middle.
And we haven't increased our lunch prices in roughly how many years? 5 plus? Yeah.
Sorry.
I'll take a roll call on those items.
Ms. Schuman?
Yes.
Ms. Orsi?
Yes.
Ms. Cadona?
Yes.
Mr. Comfort?
Yes.
Ms. Ireland?
Yes.
Ms. Palisek?
Yes.
Mr. Dunn?
Yes.
Mr. Klein?
Yes.
Mr. Klein, would you mind taking transportation? My tongue's a little tired out of the last set.
Okay. Let me just look through this quick.
Oh, it's a short one.
Yeah, it's only six.
I'm going to move items 1 through 6 together. It's recommended by the board and the superintendent to approve the following quoted contracts for trips for the 2022-2023 school year as shown. Number 2 is recommended by the superintendent for extended school year, later dismissal time as shown. Number 3 is recommended by the superintendent. The contracts for extended school year for 2023 as shown. Number 4, recommended by the superintendent for following contracts also for the extended school year, later start time. Number 5, recommended by the superintendent for parental contracts through 9D as shown for the SE program. And number 6 is recommended by the superintendent for the joiner agreement for the transportation of 2023 extended school year. Motion?
Second?
So these are all, just adding these up, just for a 2-month period, we're at $36,000. So buying a bus isn't that far-fetched when you come down. I know you'd have to break it down because I'm assuming this includes fuel costs. So if you have the bus, your fuel costs have to break it down that way, but it doesn't seem.
Right. So one of the things we have to measure is our ability to hire another bus driver, which is always compromised. I will tell you that we try to be competitive in the market. I could use other euphemisms, but we try to be competitive in the market so as to ensure that we always have sufficient number of bus drivers. But it's exceedingly difficult, which requires us to certainly go out to bid for other providers. But yeah, the costs are not insignificant.
And that's just something. That's all.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Ms. Orsi,
Yes.
Ms. Tadona,
Yes.
Mr. Comfort,
Yes.
Ms. Arlen,
Yes.
Ms. Pasek,
Yes.
Mr. Klein,
Yes.
Ms. Schoen,
Yes.
Mr. Dunn.
Yes. We have no long-term planning or legal items, so that concludes our action items. I don't believe any correspondence or miscellaneous. Under miscellaneous, our school board mandated training. Do we happen to have an update from the New Jersey school boards on?
I signed up the 3 people that needed to be signed up
Okay.
for Gulf One.
Great. I guess they're back online.
Correspondence, we did have a letter from the student who received the board scholarship, Avery
That's right,
Dunn.
yes.
It was a thank you note from Avery.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for passing it up. So public comment, second session of the evening, same rules apply. We'll open for public comments now. Seeing no one in the room, I'll ask for a motion to close.
Motion.
The second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any non-committee board member reports or comments? Okay, seeing none, and I don't believe we have any other business. So I would like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?